Hello folks. I'm spraying the hayfield this morning out here in the little 4-acre square field that I've got. And here is little. I wanted to do this a lot sooner than I'm doing it, but time constraints and busyness and everything else is causing me not to get in here and do this in a, I guess you could say, a timely manner. But anyway, I guess you could say at least we're doing it. And what I am spraying is post-emergent. So I'm trying to kill some of these post-emerge weeds that are in this hayfield. It's got maypops, or what I call maypops. A little green ball type thing that grows on a vine out of the ground. We used to, we always called it maypops because we'd always take and pop them, or sadly we actually used to throw them at each other and they would bust. I reckon they're about the size of a golf ball or something. But anyway, like I said, I don't know the official name of what it is, but like I said, we always called it a maypop though. I got that out here. I got some nut grass, just some weeds, and trying to control those. So, like I said, I'm spraying some MSMA. I actually got some 2,4-D in the tank as well. So, just trying to get out here and spray this hayfield. I want to get it back to where used to be producing. It's got some good hay in it. Of course, this was one of the first fields I cut this year. But I just want to be able to knock some of these weeds that I've got in here. I want to knock some of it out. Hopefully encourage that Bermuda to really spread and grow. I'm actually fixing to drive right through one of my best patches of Bermuda that's in this field. Really good spot of Bermuda here, and I'd like it to be able to travel and move. So that's why I'm out here trying to spray this post-emerge, get it sprayed. Hopefully knock some of these doggone weeds out. So again, this should have been done a lot sooner, but yes, as we all say, better late than never. So, sprayed this, and I've already sprayed a little patch in my TIF 85 field. Got a little spot of weeds there. So I ran through it on the way over to this field. So I decided to broadcast it. Use just the big nozzles and not put my booms on here. Decided to do it boomless. I sprayed my road out here several weeks ago. Come out here and rounded up the road. I always do it boomless, so decided to leave the booms off. Probably would work better with the booms, but so, well, I just, again, time constraints. Want to get this done, get these weeds sprayed. Decided just to do it boomless just as good. Boomless just puts out more chemical than using the boom sprayer does. Anyway, we're gonna get it done irregardless. So, got some rain last night, much needed. Hayfields are growing back. Looking good. I rode around, looked at those yesterday, so I'd like to get this square field back to what it used to be, producing some good hay. Get rid of these weeds that are in here. So hopefully this MSMA and 2,4-D will do the trick, I hope. tree damage. Of course, come out here and hit most of the spots with the disc hair, but there's still a few I found whenever I filled this field. Found a few spots that I didn't know about. Of course, now they're covered up with grass and weeds, so it'd be hard to go back other than just riding around and finding them with the tractor. I know general location, but I don't know all the locations. So I probably won't cut this again anyway this year. So I want this MSA to work, get it knocked out. If I have to do a second application, I will, but hopefully this application post-merge will, the mixture of the 2,4-D and the MSMA together will hopefully do the trick, knock these out. Speaking of hogs, hopefully I'm gonna get me a trap built. Should have already done it this summer. I just have not committed the time to it with everything else I've been doing. But hopefully I'm gonna get a trap built here before too long. I know that where I'm gonna put it will go a fairly decent location to where they come out. So over there in the worst spot in that 14-acre field that's behind us right now. So I'm gonna try to put a trap there. Just gonna build me a trap out of hog wire and post. Got to figure out the door is gonna be the worst aspect of it, trying to come up with a door closure to be able to tripping mechanism so the door closes when it goes behind it. Maybe one of those things I'll have to YouTube. I'm sure I've already looked it up on Pinterest. I had to YouTube it, see some folks that may have built one and see how they did their trip apparatus for the door. It'd be nice to have one of those. I think it's called a high guy camera, I believe is what it is. I've seen them used by other YouTubers before, so it's nice to have one of those. I ain't got that kind of money to spend on a hog trap. Got my spraying done. About time to cut my grass. George had to cut here. I cut mine, and my mom and dad's, and my aunt's grass. Decided I'd get the old mower, this mower out. And cut the grass before I get on the zero turn in a day or so, and do the nice fine cut on it. Always like doing this, whether I used it from here the last time. But I think I just actually had it on. I'd come back from cutting hay, I believe. So today I decided I'd try this old mower and see if it would actually work. Remember, I had problems out of it last year during hay season. I decided to get it out. It's doing pretty good for what all I'm doing. You know, it's running through this Bahia. Of course, old Bahia is tough to cut, especially if your lawnmower blades possibly ain't the sharpest, and you might have to go over that grass too a couple of times to get it all the way cut down. So I find it taking me this mower, running over the yard with the disc mower real quick. Knocks out a lot of your thick stuff. Check you out when you're actually cutting your grass. It don't take very long. I don't do this in my main portions of the yard, out here in the back where it really don't matter. I certainly will do this. Like I said, it does help out when I'm cutting. That way I don't have to make 2 or 3 passes over the same area to cut the grass. Works pretty good. Like I said, the old mower, it's doing alright. Belts are sort of loose, as you can tell there, but I don't know if I put a full tightening on them when I put this mower back together at school or not. So anyway, it's doing the intended purpose. When I get done with this, I'll run over and trim a set of hedges with this as well. And I'll bring y'all along as I do that. Here we are, trimming the hedges. Wonderful way to trim hedges. Put it down at the right level. She cuts right on. Makes a pretty nice, even cut. Just have to take it real nice and slow. As you see there, nice and level. Just left the debris behind. The debris will fall out. I just have to trim the sides. And I do this because yellow jackets and wasps love getting in that hedge right there. And believe me, you start trimming that with a weed, I'll do it a lot of times with a weed eater. I'll trim that, or the hedge trimmers. You want a nice surprise, go ahead and start cutting that with that, and you not know where that yellow jacket nest is or that wasp nest is, and then they start attacking. So using this cab tractor with that hay mower right there to trim that, and all I got to do is do a little bit of extra on the edges, saves me from getting stung. And believe me, it's happened before. Alright, on to the next job. And turned off a little cloudy on us this afternoon. So where I got her here this morning and trimmed up with this mower. I get a little rain, some rain in the vicinity. Supposed to get a few thunderstorms this afternoon. You'll probably be able to hear a little bit of the thunder in the background. Anyway, I wanted to give y'all a little update, progress update on the old bush hog. As you can see here, it is on its side, upside the trees here. Actually, the day I introduced the bush hog and was talking about it, I decided, went ahead and took it off the tractor, parked it right here in this spot, and got the skid steer out and turned it up on its side and started looking at it. So I have, to this point, I actually have worked on, I say, this coupling here for the PTO. It is froze up, so I sprayed a bunch of PB Blaster down in it. I hit it a little bit with a hammer. Hadn't done a whole lot to it yet. So I do got to get it free and loose. But I have worked on this at this point. I tried to get the little cotter pin that's in there. I'm sure this ain't gonna be a whole lot of fun to get off that nut, because Lord only knows it's probably been on there since the bush hog was built and sent out to a store to be sold. So that ought to be a lot of fun. I'm gonna probably end up having to heat that up to get it loose. I have, like I said, worked on the cotter pin. I broke off a couple of the ends. Broke these 2 ends, the long ends. I've already broke those off. Of course, they ain't move. I have the little loop in the cotter pin was right there. and I have broke it at this point as well. Not really sure even if I'm gonna get it out. I may just have to take a chisel, and that was my next move. And I started doing something else with this bush hog. Was to take a chisel and try to break those off where they're at inside the bolt there, and get those just broke off, and then just get it to a point to where I can take an impact and see if I can pull that off. I have taken the nuts off of the blades, pull those off. You see them, I got those right there, the 2 lock washers and 2 nuts. A hole for that is right there. So I spun it, the stump jumper, I spun it around by hand and got both of those nuts there, and was able to put the big impact. I got a 3/4 inch Milwaukee impact, and I put that on there and was able to get these loose, but I have not been able to work those bolts out yet. I'm probably gonna have to take and prime. I have hit them on the other side, hit the nut from the other side, and it might have worked it a little bit, and I'm most likely gonna have to keep hitting that from the other side and lamming it to get that through, because there is a plate here right there that is the bolts running through, other than just the stump jumper portion itself. So we'll have to do a little hitting on that. I did see something that I really not sure about. I don't know how it's going to affect me and what's going to be of it, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here. Let me see. See if I can make it. There's a lot of jump in this. I was able to do it the other day. There's a lot of jump and play in that, so I'm almost afraid of what I'm gonna find out if I ever get this off, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna keep working on it. Not going to give up hope yet. You know, once I got it on its side, if you remember the other day, right on this edge here, it was all the way, these 2 edges were touching, and now it's almost equal all the way around, and that's part of that jumping. It's a little bit wider here, it is on the other side, but again, that's part of that it jumping, and it was doing it the other day. I can't get to do it right now, but anyway, so I don't know. I said I'm gonna keep beating and banging on it. I'll just keep you updated on it, because I could probably run the camera for a couple of hours at the time and still not make a lot of progress. So I'll just keep you updated on my progress with this. So. But anyway, I got a bunch of stuff done today. Sprayed the hayfield over there, did a little bit of mowing, a little hedge trimming. So I figured I'd give y'all an update on where I've been with this, or where I'm at with this bush hog. So anyway, thank all of you for watching. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. God bless each and every one of you. Said it in a couple of videos back. Please like, comment, subscribe. We are getting really close to that 1,000 subscribers. We're almost at 980 now. So I really would like to get all the way to 1,000. So and I appreciate all of it. Do watch the videos. I really do. God bless you. See you in the next one.